Hey, we're live.
You're listening to the We Talk Nerd podcast about gaming, movies, and everything nerd. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Rob.
And this week, we got all kinds of gaming stuff to bring to you. And we'll just go ahead and jump right into it and ask Rob what he's been playing.
Sure. So the name of the game is Spider-Man.
Spooderman.
I've been playing it pretty much nonstop since we last spoke. It launched Friday,
Right.
the 7th. So in a rare feat for me, I'm almost done with the game. That's something that usually takes weeks or months, and I'm 10 days in, about to 100% it. So
It's nice.
Yeah, I've
So
really enjoyed it.
So
And
you don't really like this game, do you?
Yeah, no, I hate it. It's just a labor of love, you know. I'm the flagellant from from the Da Vinci Code. I'm only happy when I feel pain. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing. But no, we'll talk about more a little bit later on. And that's really all I got because that's all I've been doing. So, Andrew, what you been up to?
I mean, you can only guess what I've been up to, right?
Spider-Man as well.
I wish. But there is Destiny. There's a lot of Destiny to play, and there's a lot of World of Warcraft to play. Because games of services, I mean, what other games do I need, right? That's all I need.
In a perfect world.
In a perfect world. So yeah, I'm playing a lot of Destiny. The grind, I'm not even raid ready, which is like a really highlight level.
Wow.
So I'm enjoying it still.
So you can't even raid on 2 games right now.
Look, I got community to run, but as long as I'm having fun, right? As long as I'm having fun, that's all that matters. Like I said, I'm playing WoW, and I have to thank the Bad Mom Jammas for helping me out. I asked just yesterday, hey, can I get some mythic runs done?
Carries, cost.
Carries. They carried me. I was tanking.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed a good healer, and they got me through it. Got a lot of gear, and you got some gear too, Abob. So
I did. I got a really nice piece last night.
So that was
the only people that say they play games for fun are the ones that can't raid.
Soon. There's no raids in Spider-Man, are there? Come on.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, I'm on max level raids right now.
It's all raid. Yep.
Okay, what are you up to there, Brandon?
Well, like Rob said, Spider-Man, and like you said, WoW. Trying to split my time where it needs to be. If I'm done with WoW, as much as I can be at the moment, I'll throw some Spider-Man in there. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. I'm not quite as far as Rob. I'm only like 60% through it, but yeah, loving every bit of it. We'll talk about that here in a bit.
Sorry, just to say, was it 60%? Like they gave you percentage, or is
yeah,
it?
there's a
okay
percentage. Yeah,
gotcha.
But they're like, there's everything counts towards that, like the suits, the abilities. The
Believe it or not,
gadgets.
it doesn't. It's
Is it
only
not?
storyline
What?
process.
That's
Are you
crazy.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ah,
So
counted because it all
All
has its
the-
own percentages. My God.
yes, yeah. There's a lot more of the game than people let on. I mean, all in all, it's probably about 20 hours if you do it all. And for me, 20 hours is a lot of time to try to commit.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
with football back in, so
It is football season.
it's competing. But this isn't the We Talk Football podcast. This is the We Talk Nerd podcast.
True.
So I'll let you get back to it.
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, just hanging in there. So let's go ahead and jump into the news and get to the Spider-Man stuff.
Nice.
But coming out this week, some news about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is less than a month away.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Yeah.
They're talking about the post-launch DLC and the season pass. They said that they're trying to the way the season pass or the post-launch is going to work is like a how they said it was a TV show where it'll be released in episodes and seasons. Each season will be like I guess an expansion. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of want to get everything all at once, but they're kind of stagnating it out over, of course, the time. I guess to kind of make it feel, I
More
guess like a TV
episodic,
show.
I guess,
Like,
yeah,
you get like an hour of content a week or something.
Huh.
Is it really going to be that short?
I don't know how short it is. They didn't say in what I watched. I just know they said they want to work it like a TV show where they release episodes, so you can play as the episodes come out, or you can wait and binge through the whole
them,
thing.
Netflix
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of episodic content. You know, I play all the Telltale games, so
Yeah.
the Batman series is great for that. The Walking Dead. I feel like I just don't feel like Assassin's Creed has that continuous storyline, because it seems like every time you go to a new city, it's like changing you to a different
Right.
story altogether to keep it fresh, right?
Right.
So
I mean, The
but
Witcher
that's-
3 did it, sort of, right?
There were
that?
no, it was for like just big expansion drops.
Oh
They
my god,
didn't-
there were huge expansion drops.
Yeah,
like
this
40 hours
this is
each.
key to be more like this week we'll release this episode. Next, it's like the Telltale games, so they'll release them per
Okay.
episode instead
Okay.
of one big drop.
I thought
and
it meant
just-
I thought it was connecting stories or something like that. I thought okay.
They're all connected in like players and everything, like your set pieces and whatnot. But like even The Witcher is like very much an anthology where one thing doesn't lead directly into the next, other than the main storyline, of those. But none of the DLCs are tied together. Theoretically, you could play the last one first if you wanted.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, but the DLCs are posed to be around. I think the first one's called something about the first blade, which is supposed to be a sort of like the history behind the very first hidden blade and how it came to be. The second one's supposed to involve a lot of Greek philosophers and that kind of thing. So interested to see how those work and how those go. But a cool note, they said that if you get the season pass to have access to all the content, you will get Assassin's Creed 3 remastered for free.
Oh,
That's
great!
nice.
The worst one.
That's nice.
I mean, some
Three-
would say
three-
that.
I see 3 is the colonial one, colonial times,
is.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 is the worst one in my opinion.
I like 3. I didn't play the most of 3, but I like 3.
Oh, any of the other ones are better.
I don't know Unity though.
Yeah, that got yeah,
but it's almost like the
that's
same
pretty
thing.
bad.
But I mean, Unity wasn't great. Syndicate wasn't fantastic either. But 3 was like a drudge. Like it was just
so?
it was like a chore to play. Yeah.
But looking forward though, like with their new formula, right? They're also experimenting with this seasons thing. You know, there seems like Ubisoft's just really experimenting for what is going to be their next, you know, Assassin's Creed. I guess this is not a This is not a trilogy or anything like that. They haven't said this is something like a storyline thing. This is just they're creating single game and they're adding on seasons to it. That's it.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. But what's kind of striking me is that they did the same thing with the remaster. They did Far Cry 3 remastered for Far Cry 5 when it came out. So I'm wondering if maybe they're trying to quote unquote reward players a little bit with the, you know, graphics enhanced version of previous games. So we might see that going forward with all Ubisoft titles. I don't know.
Maybe.
Free games is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't hate on it for being a free game. I'm just saying that's my least favorite Assassin's Creed. Like that was going to be it. Like if you notice, there's no sequel to.
There's not.
To that.
They had what is that one for the PSP?
Outlaw or something? Rogue.
It was Liberation.
Liberation? Okay.
Yeah, but that didn't bring back the guy.
They did not bring back the character, no. But it had some recurring characters. Freedom Cry, which is the DLC, I think. And that was that was
on 4.
Black Flag.
Yeah, Black Flag.
That's all I care about. Black Flag. That's cool.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
that
they
would probably
didn't,
be the
sequel, they didn't make that one a sequel, but everything's got boats now.
Everything does have boats. This is Odyssey is supposed to be more like Black Flag than any of the other ones.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see. I like to see more pirate.
This is kind of the next step. They've already have the Ezio collection remastered and all that stuff. So this is kind of the next step in remastering those games. There's a lot of them. And the last little bit about Assassin's Creed is that they're actually having a game mode, or I guess difficulty, I don't know what you want to call it, in Odyssey, where it removes all of the map markers and such for quests, and you just have to rely on a journal, like Morrowind or something.
No thanks. Okay. No thanks.
Yeah, I won't do that. But that's
in a game like Assassin's Creed, that I don't know. For me, like I like to go around and collecting everything, so I like to know where I need to go to get this thing instead of like spending hours like where could this possibly be?
You might spend days or weeks trying to traverse like Egypt. Like if you didn't know where anything was, I can't even imagine how you'd find where to go.
I'm trying to think what they're trying to do here, like make it a Bethesda game where everything is kind of like just open world, go find it, that sort of thing.
It's not good enough to be a Bethesda game, though.
I think people are just people want. I mean, there's probably an interest in that type of gameplay, and they're like, well, we can make a mode. It's not that hard to remove everything and then give it to you.
Yeah.
Like they had the in Origin they had the what they called the Explorer version, where it was just like a virtual reality tour of ancient Egypt as a game mode.
But so what makes Skyrim, like if you look at Skyrim, what makes it so I want to go to that cave over there and go into it? Why can't no, there's no marker usually.
Yeah, they are.
There's markers in Skyrim.
Yeah, they're definitely
so you haven't seen it before. You have to go to it though first.
Oh yeah, you got to discover it.
Yeah, discover it first. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in this case, what they're trying to do is maybe like nothing. You have to discover it first, and then.
No, this is just like a map. Like it's a blank map with maybe like names and locations of cities, but like it's not going to tell you where your quest ends or where you need to go to kill so and so, or you need to go to find the 51st feather in your collection.
I was trying Ubisoft. I was trying, but I'm not sure about that. Okay,
it's not. Yeah, I think there is there's an interest in it for some people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I probably won't be diving into that. Because I spent probably 15 to 20 minutes on Spider-Man trying to find a certain location. Like, all I got was a picture. It's like, find this place in the city from this picture. And I had the hardest time.
Yep, I know which one you mean.
And hey, Spider-Man's kind of giving you like verbal hints the entire time. It's like, maybe it's over here by the waterfront. Maybe it's in front of a park. It's like, dude, I don't know any of this.
It really, we'll get more into Spider-Man as it goes along, but it really rewards your knowledge in New York.
Yeah, yep. Next bit of news is that Belgium is launching a criminal investigation into EA after they're launching a FIFA 2019. Because if you haven't heard, they actually outlawed loot boxes, and EA said we're going to release it anyway with loot boxes.
Good old EA.
And EA said we're planning to fight this in court because we have the right to put loot boxes in our games.
Yep. Because they're saying it's not gambling, and they'll have to contest it. It's a big moneymaker for them. This is I don't even know why they put out FIFA if they couldn't do this. There's just so much money that comes in.
The Ultimate Team. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in Belgium too. Yeah.
So that's a pretty big development for maybe the future of gaming, to see how this kind of turns out for microtransactions.
If they lose, what if they lose?
If they lose,
if they lose, then that's
all
huge.
go to jail.
Yeah,
all of EA goes to jail.
No, if they lose, EA gets hit with a little bitty fine. They pay the fine.
Yeah, right.
That's it. They do it again next year.
If they win, good old EA.
God.
Reddit post right on top, right here. Reddit posts.
They won with the intent, with pride and accomplishment.
Good news, everyone. Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Star Wars Battlefront 3
right away.
Yes, you can't play any map unless you unlock it from a box.
So how about a good publisher?
What about a good publisher?
Yeah.
Well, we had a Nintendo Direct in between these last episodes. Lots of game announcements we'll go through, and they actually outline some stuff for their online service I'll let Andrew talk about. But the games coming out, we have Civ 6 coming to the Switch in November 16th.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good game to, like, when you're on the go. Like, let me play a couple turns while I'm on the go here.
I'm a little concerned about the resolution.
Yeah.
They put Doom on it.
They did put Doom on it. That's true.
Yeah, but those are, you can play that at lower resolutions, not see. You got to be able to read stuff on the screen.
This is true. I'll be curious to see how it looks and how it plays, because Civ feels like a pretty large game, even for PC to play on. This is big news for me. So is the next one after this, but Luigi Mansion 3 coming in 2019.
I'm trying to remember 2. 2 was on the DS or something?
3DS, yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't great. It was more like mission-based one, like the other Mario games were. But the first one was awesome. I love the first Luigi Mansion.
First one was great.
Just the only thing we've seen, like, no, you've seen a whole lot of gameplay. It looks like he was in a hotel instead of a mansion this time. But yeah, hopefully they go back to the roots of this. I guess it's a trilogy now. Yeah, I think that'll be lots of fun.
A lot of people looking forward to it. It was much requested, I think. Yeah.
This next one I think may be the most requested one.
The most, yeah.
Animal Crossing for the Switch, also coming in 2019.
Most requested by my wife.
And a lot of fans in the community as well.
Yeah, she'll spend some time playing Animal Crossing. She already has it for the iOS devices.
The
spends a lot of time on that.
Yeah, I like Animal Crossing. They're fun games. They're good. They're kind of relaxing.
Yeah, it's a different kind of chill way to play games.
All right, so Brendan, for people that don't know Animal Crossing, they're good. They have a Switch. They're seeing this news. What is it? Can you describe it in 2 sentences?
All right. So every day you get up, you go to work, you come home, you pay bills.
And then I play the game.
And imagine you're a cute animal. You're living with cute animals in this very colorful world, and you want to always pay bills. That's Animal Crossing. It's real life.
Gotcha.
And fishing. Yeah, that's Animal Crossing for you.
Very important. Very important.
Yeah. So
it's like a life simulator. It's like The Sims with animals, right?
It's a cute way to introduce kids into this is what life's going to be like, kids.
Yep.
Oh boy.
So when you finish your normal job during the day, you can come home and start your second job virtually on your Switch.
Yeah, catching fish, selling them to Mr. Nook, or
paying off that mortgage.
Paying off that mortgage so you can upgrade your house and pay more mortgage money.
I would think this next game on the list is more of a job than Animal Crossing, to be honest.
The next one, Warframe. Coming November 20th.
That thing's a grind, but I would love to play this on the Switch, and I'm
curious to see if it uses the same account.
Yes, that's the key. That's the key right there. If it does use the same account, great. But
People are in
I don't
trouble.
think so.
They'll
I don't
like
think
be
so,
playing,
though.
they'll be playing Warframe at home. Like, oh, we gotta go. Pick the Switch up. I'm still playing Warframe.
Let's go.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would do that. I would play it at
this
lunch.
is-
Too. Yeah.
Probably a disaster for some people who are in for Warframe.
Yep. It looked
yeah,
good. It looked good when they showed it. That was like at their live press conference. This guy just had a Switch. He was like showing on camera. He's just actually playing it. That's it.
What
Looked good.
can't
Looked
the
good.
Switch play at this point?
Uh-huh.
World of Warcraft?
Spider-Man.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
On the
they can
Switch.
figure out a way.
Please.
I'm
So
glad
they're-
that the Switch is getting more attention than the Wii U did.
Yeah, definitely.
should,
And
as it
They're
should.
missing Hearthstone. That should really be on there.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
me too.
Really surprised. Maybe we'll have Diablo coming, so maybe we'll have something. I'll tell you when I'm at BlizzCon this year because I'm going. I'll let
There you go.
There you go. That's gonna be a big announcement, I bet. Hearthstone on the
Yeah,
Switch.
Hearthstone for the Switch. We'll see. I mean,
And it's out now.
and it's out right now.
They would do
can see
that.
it.
They would do
Yeah, I
that.
can see it.
I can
too.
see him.
Then the Foo Fighters comes out on stage and plays, right?
And, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So that's probably who they got booked this year. Other than that, they, which is something we'll talk about here in a second. They said they're going to have NES games available to those with the Nintendo Online service.
Mhm.
And for that, they're actually releasing wireless NES controllers that are compatible with the Switch.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
if
they
you
look pretty legit.
they look nice, yeah. So if you just have to have that NES controller feel, yeah, I'm sure the Joy Cons will have the same thing. But if you just want that like authenticity, you can get that. And to add on about the whole NES games, apparently they're going to periodically add more classics to that service.
Yeah, I'll
So
talk
kinda-
about. Actually, I'll just introduce them now since
Yeah.
you're talking about it now. But the titles that come with the service that you pay for and some of them are you can play online multiplayer, so that's nice. That's an added bonus. So launch titles. These are launch titles: Soccer, Mario Bros, Ice Climbers, Super Mario Bros. 3, Ghosts and Goblins, Pro Wrestling, Ice Hockey, Tennis, Super Mario Bros, Dr. Mario, Double Dragon, Tecmo Bowl, Excite Bike, Baseball, Donkey Kong, Balloon Fight, The Legend of Zelda, River City Ransom, Gradius, and Yoshi. That's the launch titles.
This sounds a lot like the titles that are on the NES Classic.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
And
So-
how much are they going to charge for these?
It's free. I think it's included with your Nintendo.
It's
Online
included.
service.
It's included with
the
your.
online. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's good because I mean they really could be giving away a whole lot more games.
My hope is that they maybe go on and do Super NES and then 64 and that kind of
Sure.
thing, GameCube.
Yeah, we can discuss that because I mean this is the beginning of their online service, right?
Hasn't even started
It's
yet.
been a very long time since they've had online gameplay, but they haven't really had a service like Xbox Live, which started it all basically, and then PS. Sony came in with theirs, added PS Plus. But now Nintendo's getting on board with the services charge. Now it's going to be much cheaper. It's the prices for this is 1 month is $4 a month, 3 months. This is for individual membership, by the way.
Yeah.
3 months is $8, and then 12 months is $20. That's individual membership. And there's a family membership for $35. I don't know too much details behind that though.
I think that's like 4 or
maybe
5
4 users.
people,
That
yeah.
makes
I
sense.
want to say it's only 2.
Is it only 2? Really?
Possibly. So with the information, it's starting tomorrow. So this recording on the 17th day. It's coming out on the 18th. There's a 7-day free trial. Yeah. But I assume after this, like you won't be able to play online games.
Yeah. So games like
so,
ARMS, Mario
yeah.
Kart, all those
Fortnite.
things. Fortnite. Is that one of them?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I assume.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, so basically it's your Xbox or your PlayStation now, where you gotta have your online service paid for to get online gaming.
I mean, what they say is like on online play. Nintendo Switch Online members include online playing games called, including Splatoon, Super Mario Bros. Ultimate, and more. Like they don't really specify,
Right.
right? And then it says you can also use the voice chat while on the Switch smartphone app, which they haven't changed. You still had to use the smartphone app, and that's one of the highlights. They said like they have more stuff on the app. So I guess tomorrow you'll see more more functionality on that. We discussed the price. The cloud saves is a big thing, right? Because right now on your Switch, the saves are on your hard. You can't. They don't save them on the SD card.
No,
right? You can't bring them. They're not saved on the game either. If your Switch breaks and you had save games on there, it's done.
Bye saves.
Yeah, bye saves. Right now, so they're saying yes. Now you have cloud saves. It'll be automatic. You log in, everything's fine, right?
That's great.
But a huge but. Some games will not support this. Why?
Some third-party games or something.
No, Splatoon 2.
Really?
They are suspecting others like Super Smash Brothers and stuff because of cheating. Like rankings and hacks, like your local file could be saved up to the cloud, and then you can bring them down again if you trade. Like the Pokemon Eevee and Eevee and Pikachu.
Yeah.
That is not going to support cloud saves because you can trade, I assume.
Right.
But you can pick up your cloud save possibly that you traded to. You can see that where I'm going with that. Like it's going to be a little bit weird. And this is weird because all other online services like I don't know, Steam and all the other games and like PlayStation, they don't have this issue, right? I'm just wondering where Nintendo. It's the beginning of Nintendo's online service. Maybe they're still figuring it out, but I assume maybe they'll fix it in the future. I don't know. I hope so.
It seems it's kind of shallow, the points that you made, but
it's a little premature. We don't really know just yet. It's all speculation at this point.
Speculation of not saves?
Cheating.
No. Oh, the cheating? No, they said they said it as a statement like to prevent cheating. That's not speculation. They've said it. So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is they have a plan, and this plan is, to prevent cheating. But for the people that need cloud saves for those games, it's a loss, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So they're trying. We hope that the service gets better. More free games is good. I can say cloud saves for the games that you maybe start to enjoy, like Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's going to be there. That's nice.
That's good.
A lot of people still play that. More features on the app. I don't really know. I'd rather not use the app to do voice chat. But
yeah, I feel like that maybe. I mean, besides coming out with like a whole new headset, it's hard to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of it for the Nintendo stuff. And then one last little news tidbit, and we'll get to some reviews of things. I don't know. I don't know if sure. I think this is a brand new company, or F1 Games. F1 Games has signed a multi-year deal with Middle Earth Enterprises for a new Lord of the Rings MMO.
I have no idea anything about Athlon Games. Let's find out more about them.
I've heard of them actually. Is that they did Rift, didn't they?
Maybe.
I think they did Rift.
Rob is checking
Tryon
in on
Games,
that.
right? T-R-I-O-N.
Oh, Tryon.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they did something.
But yeah, it's kind of surprising because isn't Lord of the Rings Online still a thing?
That's 20 years ago? Or like 10, 15 years ago?
They're still going.
Yeah? All right.
Like, they're still that going. I'm curious to see what they do. I mean, they're doing really great with the Shadow of War and that kind of thing. I just don't know how much potential you have for multiple Lord of the Rings MMOs.
Well, it says that according to them, they are a global developer and publisher of free-to-play console and PC games. So they specialize in the free-to-play space.
Man. So, yeah, there's that. So if you have been craving for a new Lord of the Ring MMO, it's on the way.
That will probably be their first game, is based on the information I'm finding here. Giant Bomb is letting me down if they have anything else. It just says Untitled Lord of the Rings MMO.
Yep, so I'm curious to see where that goes. But moving on from that, something not a whole lot of people are curious about. We'll let Andrew talk about it anyway. Some Destiny 2.
Come on. There's so many people. And I can say the actual community is very much involved. We grew...
I would have to say that we got a lot of views on the last episode mainly focused on the Destiny.
On the Destiny.
So
Yeah. So I mean, if you can like bear with me for a bit, Forsaken's out.
we're bearing.
It's very popular amongst the Destiny people, and so much so that we're up to almost 15,000 members in the community. So that's something.
I think they joined for Spider-Man.
Might be, possibly. But we'll talk about Destiny anyway. And so what I have to say is I finished the campaign, and the campaign is really good. It's really, really good. So back in when you played the original PC the Gaul storyline, I think it's just as good. So you have, a really good voice acting, you have really good, I would say better storyline than most of the Destiny franchise, or like DLCs. And I mean, great moment-to-moment gameplay, and the music is top-notch, as you can expect, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, always very high production values from Destiny.
The only thing I have to say is the last boss was disappointing, and I don't want to get into the spoilers too much, but that's just my opinion.
Well, he was disappointed in you too.
And just really quick, the new raid release, it came out last Friday, and it took the first team 19 hours to complete. That is, I think that's the longest any first time raid team took to complete a raid. So that's saying something, right? They're making it more difficult. They're making it, at least what I'm seeing, a lot of people are saying they're really enjoying it. I think we'll get into the review as well. Rob maybe have that in this week's reviews. So overall, I want to give the storyline an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. So those for the people that are thinking about getting Forsaken, was it $40 worth? Just the storyline, the campaign? No. Right? But if you're not playing for the main storyline, you're playing for the grind, you're paying for the moment-to-moment gameplay and that sort of thing. So I would suggest it, if you're a Destiny player, to get back into it. That's my review.
Cool.
So
I might check it out.
You said 8 out of 10 for the story?
For the story. And now I haven't touched the raid yet, so I'm not raid ready. It's $5.50 to get into the raid, and I'm $5.20, and I've been playing 20 plus hours and still doing the grind, so I won't be there until another 2 weeks.
That's so embarrassing to have to admit on this podcast.
The majority of the community is also with me, so I can tell you that it's fine.
I understand, Andrew. It's
only the content creators and the YouTubers get to enjoy it. It's fine.
Dude, I don't know. I might have missed it when you mentioned it, but what was up with the whole, like, after the first raid clear, new content was added or something?
Right. So this is sort of a spoiler, though, but everyone kind of sees the change. So the idea is that the Dreaming City, once the last boss was defeated by some Guardians, the world, at least the last boss, changed in a way, and then added a new storyline to all Guardians that unlocked the next area, at least what you call the Dreaming City area. So when you load into the Dreaming City, you get a new quest, and you have to follow that quest line because of other Guardians finishing the raid. Or I assume this is going to happen throughout the storyline, where Guardians complete something's going to happen in the world. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. I like to see the change. Like, something that happened in the game is canon, and it's cool to see that the world changes a bit.
Yeah, that's yeah. That's enough Destiny, right?
Good on them for that.
Yeah, they're learning. It might take 14 years, right? It might take 14 years, but
they'll eventually have a pretty decent game in 14 years.
That sounds good.
Right. Well,
sounds good.
They got to relaunch a new game next year. So.
Oh, of course.
I'll just keep it with the
Thanks for bearing with me. What's another game you guys played? I haven't heard of this game.
We'll finally dive into Marvel Spider-Man.
Indie game. Little indie game.
That it's pretty large, it's pretty popular. I think I was seeing news reports like it's one of the fastest selling games in the UK right now. Outsold God of War, all those kind of things, which is pretty impressive. But just to dive into the review aspect of it, anything to add to that, Rob?
You're about to cover a lot of the same things I was going to say. There was no shortage of hype for this game, and
No.
a little bit of spoilers. I think it lives up to a lot of the hype that was there. So, it's easily my favorite Spider-Man game that I've ever played.
I mean, is the
There
bar
haven't been-
high for that?
The bar was set kind of high with Spider-Man 2, the one.
PS2.
It's been about 15 years now. It was based on the second movie of the original trilogy. So like in the early 2000s. I mean, it's been a while since you had a modern Spider-Man game that was very good. The Beanox ones were decent. They were fine. But I think everyone could tell that the polish just wasn't quite there. So, but yeah, take it away.
All right, so Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man. Yeah, like Rob was saying, this game is a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun that we've had in a Spider-Man game in a very long time. The graphics look amazing. The city, New York, is incredible looking on the PS4, especially on the Pro.
Sure.
Looks great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of even though it is kind of what some people would consider short for an open world game, a lot of content. Lots of content.
Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of depth in a lot of the areas, and I would have felt really cheated if the game was this short and there was nothing else that was going to happen with it, because that New York is so alive and so packed with so much to do.
Yeah,
and yeah, you can play it in about 20 hours. So, and that's if you do all the side quests too. You could probably roll through it a little quicker, maybe 12, 13 hours than just running through the main storyline.
Yeah, Rob said there's side quests, there's collectibles. A lot of the collectibles have like their own kind of story that ties into it. Some of the side quests they do actually kind of feel like they could be part of the main quest story, because that's how intertwined it kind of is, and how some of the things you do are kind of important on some of these side quests. And you can be like, wow, this could have been part of the main quest, and you wouldn't have really known the difference. So it kind of gives everything a good strong meaning. You don't feel like you're just wasting time doing this stuff. It actually feels like Spider-Man needs to be doing these things.
Yeah, and you'd feel bad if you like heard a mugging going down, because it kind of like broadcasts like, oh, there's a mugging going down like on this corner, and if you just like keep going, he'll like say, oh, I really feel bad about that, or like I really messed that one up, like I should have gone back and done something. So it's very interactive, and it kind of plays with the emotions a little bit in that way.
Yeah, I haven't actually come across a crime scene that I haven't been like, well, I'm Spider-Man, I better jump into this. And I always kind of jump into the action and put a stop to the crime. So like, yeah, you'll be going from point A to point B to do something, and then on the way, there's a crime happening over here, and you have to decide if you want to swing over and help stop it, or Rob said keep going. And that's pretty cool. There's a lot of different types of crimes. There's like some shootouts that go on, some classic B&E car chases, which is really fun to do car chases with Spider-Man. And of course, sometimes the bad guys like to give Spider-Man a good old ambush with RPGs. But let's see. There's a lot of cool suits. I like all the different outfits and stuff you can have in Spider-Man. They had that in Arkham, but you had to beat the game in the Batman Arkham games. You had to beat it to even use the suits in the New Game Plus. And this one, you can just, as soon as you get them, you craft the suit with some of the tokens you get for doing some of these side quests and stuff.
Yeah, with the unlockables.
Yeah, the unlockables. And then in cutscenes, like you're still in your suit. It doesn't swap back to the default Spider-Man suit. You're still in this suit that these really cool variations of classic comics and movie suits. Like you're in those suits.
Probably one of the most eye-opening things for me is that even the loading screens will show the suit that you're wearing. So, and they're all varied, and they're all from like different areas. Like you can have I don't want to spoil, because the one that I'm currently wearing is like you unlock it, I think, at level 41, but it's so unique and different looking, and I was really surprised that they went there with that kind of suit. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, early on you get a chance to unlock some of like the the Iron Spider and different especially if you buy like the deluxe version. Yeah, Spider Punk I think comes with the game.
Yeah.
There's like a Nowhere Spider Punk and Spider-Verse. Yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ones, and what's cool is that each one unlocks a new power that you can bring into the game. So yeah, you only get one power to use at a time, but You could unlock by getting the electric Spider-Man one, you can actually get like electric fists, and when you punch the enemies, they do chain lightning. It's a pretty cool effect and helps you kind of get your way through some of the crowds.
And it's nice that you don't have to have that suit on to have that power. You can wear whatever suit and use other suits' powers.
Oh yeah,
wow.
definitely.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get to totally customize the your skills and your gear or your abilities in the suit. So even though there's only one power for each suit, or one power total, you have 3 different like modifications. So where you can do like 3 different types of things that you can add onto the suit. So
That's cool.
it's pretty customizable, and it really what it is it'll tweak to the way that you want to play the game. If you want to be more stealthy, it's got stealth options. If you want to be more, jump in there and fight, they got brawler options where you get like extra health and everything. So it's a sneaky way of making the game more what you want to play.
Oh, wow.
It is cool that I really thought about that. Is that there is a lot of different ways, you can be Spider-Man. You can be a stealthy Spider-Man, and kind of pull the Batman route where you take out a whole room of enemies without ever being detected. Or you can just
use the environment.
just swing in and start getting in brawler mode. Yeah, that's true. Or even there's even like a gadget aspect where you can just run around using gadgets the whole time.
Yep, you can definitely do that.
So yeah, a lot of cool stuff on that.
That's a great game.
It's a great game. The story's great. It actually there's a lot of nods to maybe a larger Marvel universe we may see coming to the PlayStation.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the interesting part is that they do have nods. Like you pass by the Sanctum Sanctorum, the Doctor Strange's. There's the Avengers Tower. There's all this stuff that you see that's like nods to other places, including like Luke Cage's hangout and Jessica Jones' detective agency, and of course Daredevil's law offices.
Yep.
So all that's really cool to see, but it is really based on Sony's Spider-Man cinematic universe.
Yep.
It's not, none of the characters are like directly from that, but it's within that realm.
Right.
Like theirs. So the music is from the original Spider-Mans, the Sam Raimi ones. Clearly there's a lot of reuse of some of that some of the production values from the the Garfield ones that came out, the reboot.
Yep.
So yeah, the production values are great, and it feels just like those movies, and I think it's better than any of those movies, to be honest.
Oh, they are. It kind of took all. I think it kind of took all the best parts of all those Sony movies that came out, and they kind of went like, "What's good with these movies we put out? Let's take, including Homecoming. They took a lot of things from Homecoming too." And
oh yeah, definitely.
They put it all together and put this game out, and it's great. It's great. The story, it's a very well established Spider-Man without giving anything away. It's not like it's not an origin story Spider-Man.
Not a little kid. It'd be like the Tobey Maguire aged Spider-Man, mid to late 20s probably.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. The biggest concern for a lot of people with Spider-Man games is the swing physics, and I think they're pretty good and pretty realistic with the momentum and whatnot.
It took me a little while to get used to the launching off of stuff, but once I got that timed right, I can fly across that city.
You can move pretty quick.
You can move through things. That was kind of a surprising thing when I jumped through like a open helicopter door.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild.
Does it slow down, or is it just like
it slows down, goes like bullet time around.
That's cool. That's really cool.
It looks really neat. Like everyone's just looking at you, and you're just like kind of twisting your way through the opening.
There's also like you can actually do freestyle tricks midair. I don't know. I catch myself in it sometimes.
Yeah, you can do that to regenerate some of the health. But yeah, there's a lot of depth in it. So even while you're swinging around, there's still things you can do while you're swinging to improve the gameplay. You get experience for doing tricks in the air.
Yeah.
And they take a little bit of time to do, and they make it look interesting.
Yeah, there's achievements for going so fast for so long, or running across buildings for so many distances and that kind of thing. So yeah, like Rob said, the city's feels very alive. You can land on the ground, and there's civilians walking around. You can interact with them. They're like, "Oh, look, it's Spider-Man. Hey, my kid loves you. You take a picture with me. Oh, you shake my hand," that kind of thing. So it's cool.
Yeah, you actually shake the hands and like take selfies with them and stuff.
You can walk up and do that stuff with you. It's really cool. Yeah, like I said, swinging around. There's a lot of stuff to do while you're swinging around. One of the things I found cool was that there's the voice acting. So like if you get a phone call while you're in the air swinging, that you're like Peter Parker actually sounds like he's swinging. Like he's like putting some exertion into trying to talk and also maintain the focus of swinging. And then if you stop swinging and stop on the ground, he doesn't he doesn't have that same fluctuation in his voice. He's more calm and collected and just talks normal.
Yeah, I haven't really noticed that. I noticed there's times where he's like, "Oh, I'm swinging right now," and my voice is a little more strained. But you're right. I'll have to listen out for that because it's got a ton of nuance. And, yeah, it's got a lot of subtleties that must have taken a lot of time to get just right.
Right. So, but yeah, overall, like I said, I'm like 60% done with the game. Like I said earlier, overall, I would say this is probably an 8.5 out of 10 for me. And Rob thinks it'll go up, and I think it probably will too. The closer I get to the end.
Yeah, it's all your preference. I grew up as a Spider-Man fan. For me, this is like everything I've been wanting. The Arkham series is such a high level, bar for me, and I feel like this is right there.
Yeah, it definitely meets that bar.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it might be better than Night, but it's very different. They've plus also got 10 years on it too. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. This is one of my favorite games I've probably ever played.
Wow.
I wonder what this will look like in a few months looking back on it, because it is a shorter experience, but I'm just having such a great time. You guys know, I'm sitting here reviewing comic books and stuff, and I've covered 2 Spider-Man comics over the last 2 episodes, mainly because of this game. So yeah, for me, this is right up my alley and, right in my wheelhouse as far as what I'm a fan of. So I think it gets that extra 1 to maybe half point just because of the nerd factor for me.
Yep. Nice. How about the DLCs? The DLCs are coming out pretty quick as well.
Yeah, they've already announced a few things. There's a couple spoilers towards the end. I will not be even coming close to mention any of them, but they have said that there's going to be a Black Cat DLC, which will be the first DLC coming out, I want to say, in the next month or 2. And that will be the first of 3 that are going to come out before the end of the year. So there's going to be 3 DLC drops before the end of the year. I would love for them to just keep adding on more and more DLC.
I think they could.
This game is big enough for it. The storyline is right there, and I'm looking forward to a Spider-Man 2 whenever that time comes. So
is this season pass, or you have to buy each individually?
I think they're just individual right now. I don't think I've seen
I bought the deluxe edition to get
that's right. That is. There's a season pass for that.
Yep. Okay,
There's not a season pass on that. It was only $10 more. So I got the physical pin, and I got all the different suits unlocked.
Has yours come in yet? I haven't got mine yet.
No, I haven't gotten it. And I don't care. It'll show up at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people say that they don't like DLCs because they fracture the game. But they did not start working on DLC for this game until after it went gold and the final product was done. Then they said, okay, let's make some DLC for it.
Yep. And because just in their nature, comics can be very much an anthology to where it can be a standalone story and somewhat short. It's a perfect way to introduce a villain that you don't fight in this one. Maybe just, have a 4 or 5 hour DLC pack that you get to, fight around and do some other, new explorations or new challenges. So I'd love to see it. Great game for me.
Yep, great game. And before we dive into the game scores overall, we did have finally had the blackout beta for Black Ops 4 this weekend. I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago that we'd talk about it. So I tried it out, and I want to give a little bit of feedback for it. I didn't play a whole lot, but this was kind of our first foray into the AAA Battle Royale experience. And I would say it's pretty polished for a beta. I have to say that I think Rob told me about some issues some people are having, but I didn't have those issues. But,
yeah, I did see a lot of streamers playing this too. It looked pretty good, the Battle Royale aspects of it. I was watching Doc and Vis play it, and it looks like a much, much nicer PUBG.
It does look like a much nicer PUBG. It plays like... It feels like they took all the bugs that people are having with PUBG and kind of got rid of those. The map does seem a little smaller, but in the nature of how Call of Duty plays, it's kind of better that way because Call of Duty is kind of more fast-paced. So if you are in a PUBG-sized map, with the Call of Duty system, it'd probably feel very slow and probably not very fun. But
Sure.
yeah, overall, I played probably 3 or 4 rounds of it. Felt great. Everything was very smooth. I didn't have any hiccups until I played. I picked up a shotguns. Nothing was lagging. It was great. I loaded in the matches very quickly. But yeah, I think the fast-paced nature of this will probably set it apart from the other battle royales that are out there. It kind of splits the difference between the arcadeness of Fortnite and the realism of PUBG. I would kind of say it's a halfway point with like kind of a sort of a arcade realism, where it's got a lot of the realism that PUBG has. It's got bullet drop and all that kind of stuff, but it also is still Call of Duty. There's perks, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I think that if I don't know who does the battle royale for this, if it's Treyarch or if it's some other company, but if they actually listen to feedback and continue to support this game, I think it could actually be probably the preferred BR in the BR world. And from what I've from what I heard from other people,
go ahead.
It's a big shoe to fill. Yeah, from what I heard from other people, they really enjoy it and they think it's I know for a fact we talked to Blaze and he was kind of I don't really care about Black Ops that much. And then he played this and he's like, yeah, that kind of sold me on Black Ops.
Wow.
So.
I mean, yeah. I think it's a good place to be. Like you just said, it's in between the biggest names. So find your niche, work with it, and it being a AAA title, they have the funds to really pump into it, right? They probably already have the pre-order money. They're probably they're using that. So we'll see. Yeah, it might actually get me back into some Black Ops. I don't know.
It was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. It's cool. Just a little there's not a lot of vehicles, but there is quads and there's actually helicopters. I don't think any of the other BRs have helicopters. Yeah, so it's I think on the beta, I don't know if it's gonna be like this at launch, but there's only solo and duos. But you and your partner get in a helicopter and fly around, and you can shoot people from that helicopter. It's really cool.
Nice. Really nice. Cool.
So Rob hit us with those reviews of the week for the new game release.
Sure. So running on down to our trusty Metacritic website, taking a look at the releases that just came out, and apparently they've got some upcoming ones too that have already been scored. Probably the biggest multi-platform release was Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yep. And
that was released on the 12th on consoles, 14th on PCs. You're looking at a high 70s, low 80s type of score. It's at a 78 on PS4, 83 on Xbox, and 81 on PC. That's all pretty good. I feel like that's probably a little bit lower score than you would have seen from the other iterations that came out before.
Yeah, Rise got 88. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this seems to have been maybe not as highly regarded. So bad news for me because I pre-ordered it. So, but I'll review next week, or at least first impressions. So
sounds good.
I'll be able to put some time into it and and let people know where it comes from there. But those other two games were so good that I feel like even if this one isn't quite as good, it's probably still worth playing.
Right.
And
same.
by no means is an 80 or even upper 70s a poor game score. It might be a little underwhelming for this game, but that is still considered very good or great. So I wouldn't hold too much against them for that. Now on the other side, we have a PS4 and Switch release of Valkyria Chronicles 4. You guys familiar with these?
This is crazy that the 4's out.
Yeah. I played the original on PS3.
Yeah.
I think it was when it first came out. And they're pretty cool. They're like a World War II JRPG. And they're kind of a tactics type of game, if I remember correctly. It's been a little bit of time, but those are currently sitting on an 81 on Switch and an 86 on PS4. So that's looks to be a good quality title. I like tactics games, so that would be good to be able to take that one on the road with me on the Switch. So
that
doesn't come out until 25th.
Yeah, that is coming out next week, but it is already scored right now. So there's some preview releases that are out there. Xenoblade Chronicles apparently dropped some DLC, and Labo with a they got a Toy-Con 03 vehicle, and that's sitting on a 66 right now. So Xenoblade Chronicles got high reviews on its DLC 83, Labo on the 66. So the cardboard revolution is not here yet.
Not quite there yet.
Not quite yet, despite all of our hype on this particular show and from 2/3 of the hosts. Labo did not do it for us.
Come on, there's Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah, there's no. I'm only gonna talk about games people want to hear about. So.
Well, all right, go ahead. Keep going.
Fair, because you're talking about Destiny 2 on PC came out September 4th, so that is 2 weeks ago that we'd be talking about this release. So that's sitting on an 84 release. I think the consensus is right now that this is probably a good first step to reinvigorating the Destiny 2 fan base. And I'm sure Activision's happy about the monetization opportunities
all those
for selling
$70.
new content.
They got my money. They got my money. Just throw it at the screen.
They got a lot of people's money. They got a lot. Hockey started back up. You got two offerings right now. Both are rated about the same. NHL 19 is 84, and well, that's NBA. 2K19 is an 83. So you got some sports titles that are dropping and coming out. And
they bring a lot of attention to that, but 2K I think is getting worse and worse. The whole microtransaction things.
Oh, they're terrible with it.
Yeah,
it's really brutal. In fact, you could almost get the game for free last year.
Right.
Like you get on a Humble Bundle, but then all the DLC was like hundreds of dollars to be able to play along. So
basically, you can't upgrade your character without spending VC or virtual coins, currency, whatever it is, and you have to buy it or get it. Getting it in game is very straining. I guess
free to play, pay to win.
Yep,
it's not free to play because you have to actually spend the $60 to buy the game.
That is true. Although it'll probably go on sale very quick. That's kind of their MO, is that it'll be cheap really soon, and then all the DLC be very much. Yeah. So new sports titles are always nice this time of year. So you got your Madden is out, your NHL is out, and your NBA is out. So you got your three major ones there, and I think just MLB.
What about NASCAR?
NASCAR.
Yeah, and I mentioned them all. Apparently, there's a V Rally. You guys fans of rally racing?
No, not really. No.
Well, if you aren't really, you certainly won't be for this particular release. Sitting on a 58 on the PS4. It does a little better on the Xbox at 71. But that's
a big difference.
That is a big difference. That's kind of uncommon just for that particular.
I wonder if it just doesn't play very well.
Like if it's stutters.
Yeah.
Well, it's also only based on 5 reviews, so it's not exactly on the top of the list of people to review. And a lot of the negativity is based upon the looks like the performance of it. They just said it doesn't run very well, so that's unfortunate. Racing games are, there's so many really nice, beautiful racing games, and to see some come out that aren't really doing very well or don't look very nice, you gotta wonder what they're thinking, because
kind of a
that's
dying
probably
breed.
the most competitive. Well, it's one of the most competitive, and there's I know a lot of people that play these games, but they might have 3 or 4 of them. There's not room for a 5th that looks like that.
That's true.
So I think that pretty much covers everything that we would talk about. There's always your anime releases for PS4 that I tend to skip over, but for anyone that's interested, Labyrinth of Refrain, Coven of Dusk.
Isn't Labyrinth a pretty big series, though?
I have no idea.
I feel like it is. I don't know. It's down
For those listeners that love it, come on. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're talking about it, so I don't want to be. That was the one game I was about to skip over. A quick Amazon search tells me that this is a box-based mana game.
Don't tell me more.
There's only 2 pictures. And one of them is a bunch of boxes, and it just says 100 mana.
Nice.
Yep.
Does that cover it?
I think that covers
yeah,
it.
I think that gets everything.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. Yeah.
You're welcome. Glad I could go through and cover all the games that someone asked me to cover at the last second.
Oh, come on. You know you wanted. We need to hear your voice, Rob.
Sure.
Yeah, come on.
Need some
So-
Rob this week.
So, I mean, you may have noticed we did cut out 20 questions. It was, something that we change up. I think, if requested, we could bring it back, and that requires, you guys, you listeners, giving us feedback, and we do appreciate feedback at all times, whether that be on any platform that we have, YouTube, Twitch.
Yep.
You can be in live right now.
Emails,
Reviews.
Discord.
Email.
Just hit us in Discord.
All of that, right?
You can write me a letter if you want. Some
P.O.
fan
box. I don't know.
mail. Yeah.
So, I mean, some community news. We are doing a new thing called Member of the Month. I'm not sure if you guys read that.
Oh my god, I won! I can't believe it.
Member of the Month.
I dreamed,
so
but I never did.
every month we're going to pick out, based on suggestions from members, from us, scouting the community for those gamers that have gone above and beyond, that have just done great works, that we're going to give them a title for the month. It's going to be separate from all the other things on the side. And a Discord community of over 15,000 people, I think it'll be nice. And they're going to get a T-shirt, a nice PixelPub T-shirt, whatever your choice. So we want to recognize that.
Can we not be?
You cannot.
We cannot be members of the month. Oh.
No, you can. Actually, you know what, Rob, Abop, Brandon, you guys can.
Nice.
You just you gotta work at it though. You gotta work at it.
I'm already at the level requirements. I meet all the requirements.
Nice.
I just need a campaign behind me.
Nice. Do it. So yeah,
It's like running for student president.
I will get everyone something. So yeah, we have that. We have basically all. This basically means like we have so much in the PixelPub community. Anything for gamers. We give out weekly prizes. I think this week I'm giving away Injustice 2, the Ultimate Edition, which
That's
is
huge.
like it's a
That's
lot.
a great game. There's a lot of game in there.
That's a lot of game. So we're giving that away. And if you want to join that giveaway, you can just join the Discord. You can visit pixelpubgaming.com. At least make the level 5 requirement. It doesn't take long. It just requires just talk and chat and just talk with us, and you'll be good to go. There's plenty of other games if you don't like. Maybe if you're looking for, if you don't like Destiny like Rob and Brandon, there's Warframe, there's World of Warcraft, there's Minecraft, there's Ark, there's a new section. There's no more Madden.
Man's gone already.
No, man's gone. Shh, man's gone. So next thing, I mean, just a lot of things you can do. Join the community, Discord, everything. You guys have anything to say?
What'd you do with Madden?
Plug. We can talk about that after.
But that's it. For me, I guess.
They're bringing in the Spider-Man channel. That's what it is.
Bring it in the Spider-Man. Make room for
Gotta make
Spider-Man.
room. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's no more
with
room,
you.
guys. There's no more room.
I'm
We
with you.
got to exchange you to That's what happened.
But
Thanks everyone.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. See you guys later.
Bye.
See ya.